Welcome back, everybody. Automotive Inc. Today I want to answer a few questions. So I get this all the time when people are trying to track down whether it's a Ram, a Chevy, or a Ford, who has the best towing specs when it comes to finding those out. Now, we're not talking about who can tow the most or whatever. We're talking about individual vehicles. People are trying to find out how much that specific truck can tow, their truck can tow, or the one they're potentially going to buy. Now, who does it best? Well, Ram does have a VIN lookup, and it is hit or miss if that thing ever works. I will link that down below. In addition to that, Ford puts their specs up in a PDF type form where you can scroll through it. Now, I will tell you, when it comes to Fords, you need to look at all the columns, go down, print the page, do whatever, and then actually line out, go to the little asterisks, the little number ones, the little number twos, to find out individually what that truck can tow. And you have to be very specific when it comes to locker or non-locker. Now, some of them, like Loki here, has at least the payload on the door. So if we look right here, you can see the payload in kilograms or in pounds. So you can at least see that. And that does help when it comes to the payload. Now, if you can find a new enough, big enough Ford dealership, you can go in. They have this little big flat screen TV looking thing that's a touch screen that's kind of laying like a table. You can go in and take your VIN in and type in and find out exactly what. Now, sometimes you can call your sales rep and they will be able to tell you, or you can just use their PDF forms and basically gauge it from there. And like I said, you can kind of track down Rams if you want to get on the internet and dig through tons and tons and tons. But again, you have to be very specific when you're looking through and know the truck itself, which one is going to have that specific rear end and everything like that. Now, Chevy keeps it pretty simple. They only offer one rear end ratio for their gas trucks and one for their diesel. So if you go to Chevy specs on the internet, it's going to be pretty darn tough to figure out what exactly that truck can tow, because obviously equipment can change, your actual payload and stuff like that. But when it comes to who has the easiest one to find out, that's going to be Chevy. It's going to be GM, because they actually put a door strike sticker on the actual driver's door where you can open up and find your payload, your conventional tow, and your max tongue weight and your max gooseneck and fifth wheel. And that is really good, because if you like a truck and you found it, you can actually just call your sales rep and say, hey, can you actually just shoot me a picture of that door strike so you know you're absolute. Now, one thing on the flip side with Ford, though, you can go through and find out your slide-in camper weights. And actually, if you get the right packaging, you can get a certification for doing that. Chevy, you're going to look in the glove box. Ram, typically you're going to find that in the glove box, but really Ram is pretty hard to figure out unless you're looking at the window sticker and then you go to the VIN identifier. But let's take a look at that Chevy door plate. So here is actually Kong's sticker on the side of the door. You get all of your weights right here. Of course, all of these are the SAE J2807 trailer specs. But I like this best of all. This is truck specific. So you can go in at any time, pop open the door, and see what your max payload is, your curb weight, your conventional, all of those numbers right there, which is pretty dang cool. When it comes to Ford, guys, like I said, this is a PDF that you can download. You can print it out, do whatever. It's 10 pages long. This one's cool because, again, you can scroll through here and see everything when it comes to, and they have one F-150 specific, but these are the little numbers I told you got to make sure you pay attention to as you scroll through these columns. Sometimes you'll see a little asterisk or something like that, like this 355 has a 2 and a 3. You need to make sure that it's fitting those if you're going to use these numbers. So I do like their little computer they have in the showroom. But then again, like I said, you can scroll through these and see them. When it comes to Ram, this is what I'm talking about. Look at my vehicle. Although interesting enough, it is hit or miss if this works, especially on the 23 and up. Again, this would then put it very vehicle specific. There are these PDFs out there, and you can go through here and kind of see and get a baseline. Again, the biggest problem is with these is You know, they're just not truck specific. They just kind of give you the ballpark as if it is just a 4x2 regular cab tradesman 8-foot box. They don't really break it down if you're getting, say, a like a limited or the tungsten or whatever else you're looking at in that realm. So I will link all of these down below so you guys can check it out, because I get a lot of questions. They're saying, hey, I'm looking at a Ram and I can't really find the direct tow specs. The VIN thing they may not even know about, or it's not working. So it's very, very hard. You can do the math. You can try and figure all this out yourself. But at the end of the day, I think that the way Chevy does it is the easiest. Ford would be next with how they lay it out, at least with their easy lookup form. And then when it comes to Ram, again, Ram had a little bit of an issue several years ago because they were overshooting their towing weights. And so they had a big problem with that, had to go back and fix it. So they took down that VIN lookup. But at the end of the day, don't just take somebody's word for it when it comes to the dealership. And like I said, the information is out there. It's hard to find. If you go and type in Chevy towing specs, it is even super vague on the internet because it just gives you one number, several different columns. It's a couple pages long, but Chevy puts it right on the door. So if you fall in love with the truck, definitely do your homework before you buy it. Make sure if your intent is an overhead camper or something that it fits your means. And at the end of the day, hopefully that helps answers those questions for you guys. And as always, I appreciate if you don't mind and subscribe, thumbs up, and notification bell so you know we're posting new content. And we'll catch you on the next one.